This is called the locking tower, also the reconciliation tower. Has been constructed 390 years ago. Initial purpose was to serve as a tower to protect family from wars or disputes. Then later it was used as a lock-in tower or reconciliation tower, depending on the result. Which means that if a person was had a dispute or he had a conflict with another family, they would come here in order to find a solution and reconcile it. And when they came here, they would the elders of the village, they would or representative, they would come and be the judge of that dispute of that case. And typically they would say 10 for major disputes and conflicts. They would have 10 to 15 days locked here.
That's the toilet.
And if after 15 days they didn't reconcile the two representatives of a family, they had 3 days to leave. They had and they were trusted to not be shot or killed or. So and typically they would, after 3 days of like having this trust to not be harmed, they would either get locked inside their homes, towers, and males only, because females in the canon of Legdugajini wasn't allowed to revenge or kill. So they would say inside, or they will leave the village, or wander around the mountains and live as a kachak. And this was like the basic rules in the 15th century, mid-15th century, when Canon Legdugajini came up with this constitution, considered as the first constitution of Albanian principality. So Canon said that there is no chance, there is no way to touch or harm females and children. And in case a female was hurt or shot or killed, then 3 men would pay
the price.
The price of.
So they would be shot.
So 3 men, the family who suffered killing of a female, they had the right to kill 3 men of the other tribe or family.
Conceptul cu acel, eu se femra oșteanie modul. Conceptul ideea cu acel, femra că e în familie, familia oșteșet, lătmia e un tăpo foișă.
And the basic concept was not because the female was seen as weak, but because female would give birth to a child. Children were innocent, and also there was the main. So it was the kind of the center of the family, and family is very important and holy for the Albanians. So here it was not allowed to enter other people except the one who did commit the crime and kind of the elders or the one talking and representing.
Edhe I kanë kërkuar të më falë dhe më në ditë. Në qoftë se ai e ka kthyer, janë pajtuar kanë falë. Në qoftë se nuk e ka kthyer, kanë qenë ndërmjetësuesi pjesë që e kanë kthyer, sepse fëmia ka qenë I pavojshëm. Por ka një gest simbolik shumë I fortë për me shtyr me u pajtuar. Edhe fëmia ka qenë loja aty që ka përplasur në një pjesë e familjes.
So, and the cradle here is a very important symbol used to reconcile families in a conflict and dispute. So, and was used as a last resort or push by tool by the elders, reconciliating the conflict. They would put in the cradle a baby, either from the family who was harmed, for the family who committed the crime. And the elders would use it one of the gestures and actions they did. It was they would turn upside down the cradle and leave it for a few seconds. Of course, you can't leave the baby for a long time because it will suffocate him. And will wait for the response of the family who was hurt. So, and in case sometimes they would turn up the cradle back to the original position, and that was the sign that they're okay, they're willing to reconcile. In case they didn't do it, then it was the elders who would turn it back up, and but this time they will get it as an offense, and they would give a punishment to the family who were not also reconciliating or accepting the terms of reconciliation.
Natyrisht kur ka kthyer I kanë kërkuar me u kumbar pas viktimës, ose në raste të tjera kur janë pajtuar, kanë kërkuar me lidh miqësi, pse? Kur të dalin nga këtu, unë edhe ju, se vetë drejtori ju, unë edhe ti, mos thonë vllai, jo e ka fal kini e unë nuk e fal. Pra, kanë dalë si një familje, edhe nuk e pa shanse me reaguar të kundërtën.
And once the family of the affected would turn in the cradle back to the original position, so that was the sign that they're reconciliated. But the elders would, from that point, they would make typically they would the family would be the godfather of the baby because they needed to have or kind of having blood brothers. Because they needed to go deeper and make sure kind of this was the signature at that time that we are reconciliated and no other relatives from the extended family will take action against the family of the person who committed the crime.
Kalon ka qenë në qoftë se ti, pasi me drejtë ti je shoqëruar me një femër prokurore, se me një tuj përdorë, dhe ke gjakun bën nuk ka pas drejt me to. As në femër, as në shpinë dhe as mbash shpinë.
So, and the kanun, the fleg du gajin, an important rule, and when you get the blood feud or you get the vendetta, and the person who was the kind of the target, if he was accompanied with a female or a children, he wasn't allowed to get shot, to kill him. He wasn't allowed to kill also if from the back. So, so typically you would call him and ask and say a few words actually before you shoot. This is also in a very interesting book in Broken April of Ismail Kadare. So Ismail Kadare, and so he was not allowed to hire someone to do the killing, but it was close family. They had to call him, the target, and say that this I'm killing you because of this and. To get the blood feud of a certain guy and then shoot him. So it had to be like proper in an honorable way.
Dhe në që në duhet të Ismailit që të asaj.
Kadere se shpikon të një, pra ne po ju boshe liu.
Po. Atëna, ka qenë edhe kjo, në qoftë se ka ndonë një pritë, më është bloku arma, është qytë gjak I folëm, pse të ka falë arma, o të ka falë zoti, ose rasti tjetër, në qoftë se unë ka vdek. Se në atë kohë nuk kanë kërkuar familjarë, kanë kërkuar vetëm personë që ka paprasje. Edhe pjesë, le të thotë interpretohet se nuk ka fare kanoni. Po pjesa e familjes kanë qenë të lidhur. Në qoftë se fatkeqësisht unë kam vdekur për një smundje ashtu, është qujt gjak I shujt ton. Okay. E nuk e kanë zgjat më tepër.
So and also if during the taking the blood feud, and you had weapons jam. This quite often actually happened a few years ago, and there's books about it. So it was considered as revenged, even though you didn't shoot, because it was the weapon forgave you. God wanted you to live, so it was like all equal. So.
Ka pason dikur, trim është ai që vret, si thonë asojna, por është 2 herë trim ai që fol. Nuk ka qenë për ulje, nuk ka qenë ofendim, ka qenë burrëri, trimëri dhe fisnekëri me fol, se për të vret edhe një fëmijë, si thonë fjalës.
And also there's an old saying about saying that it's very brave the one who's gonna kill the enemy, but it's double braver, it's more braver the one who forgives. So it wasn't considered as a weakness to forgive. It was seen as a very great honorable thing, because even a kid could shoot you, because people were grown with having weapons and mastering shooting skills.
Gjoku, hasmëria, në atë kohë nuk është fol për lek. Na që o thonë aty se mas pra dhe ka funksionu për të shekuj, ka në një vërtet. Se aty te është fol e shitje në blejë, po, që nuk në e në
E kuptoj. So
nuk është fol, o është fol, o nuk është fol, për një arsye pse. Se ne ismë ka dhe nga një ofim për matë mirë, e kena të mirë do të mborë në prej tina. Tek prilli thyrë, që ka po gabime, po i ka po, se ka qeni detyrueshëm kur e ka po.
propaganda.
Ishte për papon detyrueshëm, kur ka pëtu libër prilli thyrë, kur e komunizmi, nuk ja pranu shinë. Me thonë, edhe ka pranu mas viteve 90, që ka thonë isha i detyru, me thonë që gjoku paguaj 12 ose 24 në për në Florit, pagu dhe edhe bajra këtore, dhe bari po e kisit, për nuk ka qenë e vërtet para tu, për sot në gjepë përsisht drejt, ja të gjitha të drejta, po jo mua thonë.
And also very
Super.
so an important characteristic of Bloodfeud as well that time was that you